Hello and welcome to another edition of the Beacon Hill Buzz. My name is State Senator Red Kennedy, and I'm here today with my guest, who is the Commissioner of the Department of Conservation and Recreation, Commissioner Brian Arrigo. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much for being here. Before we even get started, I have to say that I think many people in the state legislature were very, very happy with your appointment. I think for the past year, there's been a lot of interim commissioners, and so it's great to have somebody that will be serving in that capacity long term. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you became the commissioner of DCR?
Yeah, sure. And thanks again for having me, Senator. It's really been a pleasure to work with you in just a short time that I've been commissioner. But prior to my arrival at the Department of Conservation and Recreation, I was the mayor of the city of Revere for a few years, and so about 7.5 years I had spent being mayor. Prior to that, I had several roles in state and local government, but I think that my experience, certainly as mayor of a city, a gateway city that has a significant Department of Conservation and Recreation footprint, that being Revere Beach, which everyone I hope knows and loves. Ultimately, our job is to improve the quality of life of residents all throughout the Commonwealth, and make sure that we have really safe and wonderful spaces, and we have them all over the place. We have 450,000 acres of land that we maintain in the department. So there's an awful lot. It's a big set of responsibilities, but certainly looking forward to the work ahead. And I really do think that experience of being mayor, being on the local level, having to get stuff done, because you have to go to the grocery store every weekend and face your constituents. I always joke that my office when I was mayor was right by the front steps of City Hall, so there was no hiding. It was kind of like the walk-up window at Kelly's Roast Beef. So folks could look right in. They could see me. They'd tap on the window. If they had a parking ticket, they'd wave it in front of me. So I certainly have that appreciation for what it means to be on the local level and to be able to partner. And I think at the department, we're really looking forward to working with our partners in the legislature and our partners on the local level to really see some great things happen.
The thing about your department, I think, is that just about every person in the Commonwealth interacts with DCR in one way or another. What is your favorite park?
Yeah, so I will always say that the place that I find to be our favorite in the DCR portfolio is always going to be Revere Beach. But I have to also say that there are so many other tremendous spaces, and you're absolutely right, Senator. You don't recognize or realize how many places we have, and how much we maintain and how much we own. And I've had friends and family who will find the DCR sign in different locations, either a parkway or a certain park, and send me a picture and say, I didn't know this was the States.
Right.
So it certainly has opened, I think, some of my friends' eyes, and some of even my family's eyes. Was like, whoa, this is quite a portfolio and quite a number of properties that we maintain. I will say Revere Beach maybe it will be always my favorite and closest to my heart. Another place that is on the other side of the Commonwealth that I really love is Mount Greylock. And Mount Greylock was a place that my family and I were able to trek out to during the pandemic. And when folks were really looking for outdoor space, we saw the value of outdoor space, and the value of a department like the Department of Conservation and Recreation was really highlighted. When people were going outside and wanting to get fresh air and wanting to be in safe, healthy spaces.
You've mentioned Revere Beach several times. I only know, I think, three things about Revere Beach. One is it was the first public beach in the United States of America.
That's correct, yeah.
Kelly's Roast Beef is right across the street.
Yep.
And a long time ago, there used to be an amusement park there.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
but it's still a pretty spectacular beach, I think, particularly on the North Shore, and very popular, right?
Yeah, it's very popular. We've done a lot of work when I was in the city of Revere, I did a lot of work to try to engage developers and folks who would invest in the community because we had vacant lots, vacant parking lots all along the beach, and there was a certain level of disinvestment from the city, and so when I got elected, we made a real focus to partner with DCR, but also to make sure that there was opportunities there and development opportunities and opportunities for investment. Now, several years later, there's a couple of thousand new units that have come online. There's a number of new restaurants, a new hotel. There's a lot of activity, and every year, it's actually coming up pretty soon. We have the International Sand Sculpting Festival, which is a great draw for many people all over the region.
I think you come to the position with a lot of experience and foresight. But what would be your vision and your priorities for DCR during your term?
If you think about the challenges that we have around the climate crisis, we own and maintain 450,000 acres, and we can be, in some ways, an incubator space for initiatives or ideas that may move the needle around climate change. We also are a great space to improve the public's public health. I mentioned people wanting to be outside and wanting to enjoy themselves. Our spaces lend themselves to great physical activity and people being healthy and being well. And I think that's an important component of what we can provide to the Commonwealth. We also have opportunities for economic opportunity. If you think about Revere, for example, DCR owned a couple of pieces of property, but the city also owned property, and they were with partnership and through partnership and collaboration, you're able to look at economic opportunity in certain areas and say, hey, the Revere Beach is a tremendous resource and it's a destination for many people. But that also can create economic opportunity as well, because as people come, they're hopefully going to want to spend money and invest in the community, and that tax revenue can get generated and improve the quality of life for the people in that neighborhood and in that city. And so as we think about DCR properties, there may not be a lot of opportunity to necessarily develop on our land, but there's opportunities around our land and around our spaces. And so if we think about how we can position ourselves to be the attraction or the destination for potential private investment, I think there's a lot of great work that can be done.
Just in listening to that answer too, I think that DCR facilities as a magnet for economic development is probably something that you know a lot about because you were mayor, right? With Revere Beach in your city, so you're able to look at it from both sides and see the value of being able to do that, or creating situations that would foster that kind of development.
Right. Yeah, and in partnership with the municipalities, right? I think that is so important, is highlighting the fact that the municipalities, at the end of the day, want to improve the quality of life of their residents, and that's their job. And we have a part of that, and we can help provide resources. We can help provide certain support that can make that happen. And for me, having come from a local government background, I understand and appreciate that while they may be DCR's assets, the local folks are the ones that see them every day, and they're the ones that use them every day, and they're the ones that hear from the folks who use them every day. And so we have to be listening to and partnering with the folks on the local level in conjunction with our state legislature to make sure that we have the resources available and that we're working together and we're all kind of moving in the same direction,
Right.
And I think that that economic opportunity is one that is I put my mayor hat on every once in a while, and you think about, okay, for cities to really thrive and be vibrant, they need investment. They need folks who want to invest in their spaces. We provide some wonderful natural spaces that can create that can be a spark for hopefully investment all throughout the Commonwealth.
Right. The DCR is involved with the hat show, with the 4th of July celebration. This was your first 4th of July, right? As commissioner of DCR, how did that go for you?
Yeah, so 4th of July is our Super Bowl, and it was really exciting, and it was inspiring to see all the work that the staff does in the lead up to the 4th of July. And so as we were preparing for 4th of July, I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the day, and I had asked staff, and some folks gave me some different recommendations. And one of the best recommendations I got was, make sure you get out and go see some of the properties and see how quickly they get filled up, and how many families are enjoying the spaces. And so I started my day pretty early, going to Contituate and seeing families from all over the Commonwealth go out to Framingham, the Framingham area, and celebrate 4th of July in less than ideal weather.
Yeah.
It was raining, and we still were. We had one of our parking lots got full, before 7:30 in the morning, and I actually saw a family from Revere pulling in when I was chatting with some of the rangers, and it was really interesting to see, because I didn't grow up in a family that went to State Park for 4th of July. We usually hung around the house and had family over, but to see families enjoying public spaces and the spaces that we maintain, and using them in such a really thoughtful way, was so exciting. And so I made the trek around to a few different places. I went to Hopkinton State Park. I went to Houghton's Pond. I went to Great Brook. I got some ice cream with my youngest. We also went to Walden as well.
Yep.
And so I just popped in and checked in on staff and provided some snacks for them to thank them and appreciate the work that they're doing on 4th of July. And then ended my night by heading down to the Esplanade and actually helped with the cleanup down there.
Okay.
So there's quite an effort. Everyone knows about the fireworks, and everyone knows about the wonderful music that a lot of people get to enjoy on the hat shell. But there's a significant cleanup effort after that,
Right.
and the goal is to make sure that it looks like nothing happened, the next day, and to connect with the staff that was on the ground doing that as well, and help them out a little bit, was really a great opportunity to meet staff and connect with them and to see what they're doing. And 4th of July is certainly such a great holiday, but it's one that I think a lot of us, and I certainly thought about this, like when I think of 4th of July, I think of the Boston Pops, I think about the Esplanade, but it is truly a Commonwealth-wide celebrated holiday that our spaces, DCR spaces, end up being the gathering place for so many families. And it was really great to see, and just have a next level of appreciation for the great staff that work all throughout our system.
I can only imagine that Leave No Trace is quite a challenge, right?
Yeah.
After an event like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and with the little confetti that was strewn all over the Esplanade, and seeing some of the equipment that gets deployed was pretty interesting. And I have to say, I was encouraged by the level of cleanliness, especially on the turf in front of the Esplanade. A lot of people who go and enjoy that time are pretty respectful of the space, and but there was still an awful lot of cleanup, and that cleanup expands out. It's not just at the hat shell; it kind of goes all the way out and around, and includes street sweeping and a lot of other coordination to make it all work.
last week, Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll and Secretary Tepper kicked off DCR's Summer Nights program. Can you tell us about that program?
Yeah, Summer Nights is a really, really tremendous program. I think it's in its ninth year. Just a really innovative way for us to connect with our partners on the local level and provide some safe programming in gateway cities and be able to do some great work. I know in Lowell, where we've partnered up with folks to do a basketball program on weekday nights, and it's really all about providing safe spaces for young people, especially those in early teens, mid-teens, or young adults, providing our spaces that we maintain and that we own as safe places for people, for young people to enjoy, and then to partner up with local organizations that can provide certain programming. All throughout the Commonwealth, we provide all different kinds of programming, everything from sports and basketball and flag football to arts and crafts and leadership programs and help with work study and educational kind of assistance. So really, our programming runs the gamut, and it's one that Governor Healy certainly has been very vocally in favor of, and she came out for the kickoff in the city of Boston, and we had the governor, lieutenant governor there, and just exciting. They actually played a little bit of basketball themselves, and they were pretty intense. They won a 3-on-3 game. I bared witness to their skills on the court, and it's really clear that they're a great team, and they're both a great team, I think, in the office and on the court.
I think Governor Healy travels with the basketball.
I did not see any travel. Oh, she doesn't travel.
No.
Yeah, when she's dribbling, she doesn't travel when she's dribbling. She has one on hand. Yeah, definitely. And we were actually giving out so there were full size basketballs, but we were giving out basketballs to the young people, and to see how much they appreciated the governor being there and connecting with them, and how much they appreciated seeing the lieutenant governor was really extraordinary. And it's a great program. We're going to continue it on and hopefully expand it even further.
And it is a great way for her to connect with the youth throughout the Commonwealth. I think that's basketball is pretty common language for everybody, right? So that's good. I think locally, but also in the Commonwealth and probably in the whole country, recruiting lifeguards or getting enough lifeguards has been a challenge. How has it been for you with your efforts, and what did you do anything differently this year to try to recruit more lifeguards?
Yeah, so we learned, and we've been kind of working off of the success that we've seen in the past. And so when I came in my first day, I think was April 26th. That was we were already in the middle of hiring for lifeguards, right? And so lifeguard recruitment and hiring starts almost kind of in the winter. Like you try to start to get people on board, and so for us it was a crunch, because there is a real concern about getting adequate staffing. We know that there are staffing shortages just in every industry. Obviously, a top priority for the governor, and so we provided bonuses this year, which we've done in the past, but those are up to I think we were at one point offering up to $1,500 in bonuses. We also increased the pay, so that folks that are working for us are making between $22 and $27 an hour, which is a pretty good pay for to enjoy some time outside and to really be trained to be a leader in your community, which lifeguards are. And Lieutenant Governor talks about this. She was a former lifeguard herself. They really do. There are life skills that are provided in that training that do set people up for success. And so we've been really successful. We had a mark of our goal of hiring 700 lifeguards. We've exceeded that goal, so we're in a good place. And
Wow.
we actually we were just at the Lord Pool just recently to talk about learn to swim, and that's another great partnership that we have. But we want to make sure that we're providing safe spaces, and that they're fully staffed, and we've been able to do that. Even in challenging times around recruitment and retention of lifeguards.
Can you expound at all on that Learn to Swim program or those lessons at the Lord Pool? I think
Yeah,
there's probably a lot of people in Lowell that would be interested in that.
yeah. So that's a great partnership with the Lowell Police Department, and we've worked together for the last couple of years in terms of providing this resource to young people, especially and families in the Lowell area. They are able to go to the Lord Pool and sign up and get free swim lessons. And really, the providing swim lessons and providing that life skill to young people is a it's an issue of environmental justice. It's an issue around public health, and the governor certainly supports that, and so she's been very clear about making sure that we're making investments in cities like Lowell, and this is what's unique about our Learn to Swim in Lowell is that we're partnering up with the Lowell Police Department, and some of the instructors are actually Lowell police officers as well. And so that connection and building that trust in the community is so important. And so for the police department to partner with the state, with DCR, and then to connect and make those types of long-lasting connections with families really it just improves the quality of life for the residents of Lowell. It also it improves public safety as well.
Yeah.
And so it's really, I guess I put my mayor hat on when I see programs like that, because you see the impact that's made not only on the young people but on the parents as well, and the parents kind of being appreciative of the Lowell police taking their time out to help their children learn to swim it's just it's a special opportunity, and that program will be running through August, and I would encourage young families to take a look at that and make sure that they're getting down there and getting a spot so that their little ones can learn how to swim.
We only have maybe a minute and a half left, I think. But are there any little known facts about DCR that you'd like to share?
The fact around the 450,000 acres that we maintain and operate is one that is an eye opener for a lot of people, and I think it really does show that we have a tremendous portfolio of really interesting places all over the Commonwealth, and Lowell Heritage. We didn't get into it, but Lowell Heritage is a great space, and we actually provide boat tours on the Merrimack, which is really exciting as well. So there are just some great places, and we're looking to continue to partner up with you, Senator, in Lowell, and make sure that we're providing everything we can to the residents.
Well, thank you. And I just want to thank you, too, for you and I this morning were in Pepperell looking at the National River Rail Trail with the National River Rail Trail Committee and some of the local officials out there. And, DCR has jurisdiction over all of the rail trails throughout the Commonwealth, but that's a popular one and an important one. And some of those rail trails are getting to be north of 20 years. So they all need a little maintenance and tender loving care, I think. But I greatly appreciate, and I think everybody out there appreciated you taking the time to come out and visit with them today and listen to their concerns. But, I just want to wish you all the best. I'm really excited that you're the commissioner. Partly because it's you, but also just because I'm expecting to be there for 4 years, not 4 months. So I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
And that will do it for this episode of the Beacon Hill Buzz. And this is State Senator Ed Kennedy, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.